What is happening, you guys? I am back at it with another manga haul, and this manga haul consists of everything I picked up over the summer. And I ended up picking up 62 volumes. So we have a lot of awesome series to get into today. So let's go ahead and jump right into the video. I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this manga haul off with some volumes from my personal favorite mangaka of all time, and that is Naoki Urasawa. And the volumes I have here are some really rare volumes. So if you watched my previous manga haul, you would know that I picked up volumes 1 through 16 of 20th Century Boys in the single editions. Now come to find out, volumes 17 through 22 and volumes 1 and 2 of 21st Century Boys in the singles are actually the rarest volumes in the single editions. So I didn't think I would ever get the full series for a really long time, but thanks to the help of my amazing mother, I was able to get the rest of the series because she was checking for all these volumes like almost every day. So I couldn't have found these volumes without her. But here we have volumes 17 through 22 and volumes 1 and 2 of 21st Century Boys. And with this completes my entire single edition collection of 20th Century Boys, and I never would have thought I would ever complete this series in such a short amount of time, especially getting volume 17 right here. If you have tried collecting the single editions, you would know this one right here is by far the rarest manga. And as you can see, this is a X-Library copy, which I hate X-Library because it has this plastic that you just cannot take off without damaging the volume. But at the end of the day, I have volume 17 and that's all that matters. I couldn't care less what condition it is in as long as I can own it. And volume 18 right here is also an X-Library. But the rest of the volumes right here are not X-Libraries. So we got volume 19, volume 20, volume 21, volume 22, volume 1 of 21st Century Boys, and volume 2 of 21st Century Boys. But I recently just finished reading 20th Century Boys, and guys, it is absolutely phenomenal. Naoki Urasawa is just an absolute genius when it comes to mystery thrillers. But there we have the rest of the volumes I needed for 20th Century Boys, and I cannot be happier that I own all of the singles. So let me go ahead and put these down right here and get the next Naoki Urasawa series. And the next one I got here is volumes 1 through 8 of Pluto. Now, Pluto, 20th Century Boys, and Monster are definitely his 3 most popular manga series. And if you don't know, this entire series is based on the chapter from the 1960s manga Astro Boy, which I think is an awesome idea. And it gives tribute to Tezuko, which was the mangaka for Astro Boy. And without him, manga probably wouldn't be what it is today. But there we have the complete series for Pluto. Okay, next up, we have a whole lot of volumes of Comey Can Communicate. So I got volumes 5 through 25 right here. Now the reason I picked up so many of these is because this entire collection right here was selling at half-price books. I think I got all of these volumes for like $5 or $6 a piece, and I owe it to this series to pick up more because I've had the first 4 volumes for like since I've been collecting mangas, but I just never got around to collecting more of it. So I definitely owed it to the series to pick up as much as I could. But guys, I cannot get over just how long Comey Can Communicate is. I think it just hit like 30 volumes, which I would have never thought a series like this with this premise and story, I never would have thought this would be a 30+ volume series. But I haven't heard bad things about the newest volumes. I think it's just as good as it's always been. But I'm super excited to get back into the series. Okay, next up we have 3 more volumes I got at half-price books when I got the Comey Can Communicate. And that is volume 8, volume 9, and volume 10 of Flying Witch. Now if you watched my previous manga hauls, you would know that this manga right here is by far my favorite slice of life ever, and I do not think this series gets enough attention at all. So if you're into wholesome slice of life, do not wait any longer. Go ahead and pick Flying Witch up. It is by far the funniest and most wholesome manga I own. Okay, then next up we have 3 volumes of a series I have been wanting to collect for so long, and I finally went ahead and picked up 3 volumes of Hell's Paradise. Now this is a samurai manga, I believe. I think it's about like a immortal samurai or something like that. I don't know anything about it. I've heard great things from the anime, but what really caught my eye about this manga is the outstanding artwork in it. And you can just tell from the covers with like the splattered paint, and the spines look great as well. The artwork is definitely what made me buy this series. And Volume 2 is my favorite so far with the blue color to it. And then Volume 3. I think these volumes look great, and Inside looks even better. And this is one series that I've heard the anime definitely does the manga justice. I've heard the anime is even better. So I'm probably going to read these 3 volumes and then watch it in the anime to see whether or not I want to continue it in the manga or just watch it. But I don't think the anime is going to do the art justice, so I think I'm just going to stick to the manga. But we're just going to have to see. Okay, the next up we have 5 volumes of one of my all-time favorite series right now. That is Blue Period. This series is absolutely phenomenal, and every time I go to Barnes & Noble, I've been trying to look for Volume 4, but they have never had it. But I ended up going to a new comic book store near me, and they actually had a decent amount of manga, so I ended up finding volumes 4 through 8 of Blue Period. So I went ahead and bought these, and I bought some comic books as well. But I cannot wait to read some more of this manga. I've been trying to look for this series for so long, and I'm definitely going to reread the 3 volumes I own. But if you have not checked Blue Period out, definitely do, especially if you're into painting and artwork like I am. It's just such an amazing manga, and I cannot recommend Blue Period enough. Okay, then next we have a very new series. There's only 1 volume out of this so far. I think Volume 2 is on pre-order, but that series is Yast Me. Guys, check this series out. This volume right here, I've never been so hooked to a manga in just a volume, and I was so mad to find out that this is a brand new series, so I have to wait for the manga volumes to come out. It's about this guy right here. I think he's like 29, but he's a single 29-year-old that doesn't really have much going on in his life. He doesn't have that much friends, but he ends up meeting this old lady, and they end up becoming really good friends, and he goes over there and eats dinner with her. But unfortunately, she ends up passing away, and he ends up inheriting her house and all of her possessions. And then he gets news that his younger cousin, which is her right here, is going to be going to art school in this area, so she's going to be living with her cousin right here. And it just follows their everyday life together. And I really enjoyed this volume, and I cannot wait for more volumes to come out. So I highly recommend you guys try out this series. It is definitely worth it. And the last series we have here is a series I feel doesn't get talked about enough, because just by reading the first 4 volumes, this has potential to becoming one of my favorite series of all time, and that is Alice and Borderland. So I have the full complete series right here, volumes 1 through 9. And before we get into the actual manga, just look at the spines to this series. Let's see if I can get it all in frame. I love connecting spines. As you can see here, it makes the entire city of like the post-apocalyptic city it's based in. I think these manga volumes look great, and these volumes feel really great as well. I don't know what it is about these volumes, but just the covers and just the feeling of it and the artwork inside, these are some of my favorite looking and feeling manga volumes in my collection. But the basic story of this series is about these 3, I believe they're in college or high school, that are kind of just bored with life, but they're out walking one night when these strange fireworks go off, and it pretty much transports them into the same city they're in, just a post-apocalyptic version of it. So we don't know if it's the future, or if it's some kind of virtual world, or if it's straight up just the present. We don't know the mystery behind it, but the characters end up realizing that in order to survive this post-apocalyptic world, you must play these life-threatening games. And if you end up surviving, you get a different amount of days you have left to live, depending on the type of game you play. And for example, if you have 3 days left to live, you have to play another game to get more days to live. And if you end up running out of lives or losing a game, you of course end up dying. But there's a lot of mystery behind if you actually die or not, or if you're transported back to the main world. We don't know anything, so this has a great thriller and mystery aspect to it. That's why I love this series so much. Okay, and with that, we have concluded this manga haul. I hope you guys enjoyed this manga haul, and make sure you guys comment down below any series you have picked up or started watching. Again, I am very interested in seeing what you guys are into, and following you guys as well in your manga collecting journey. I do have a Halloween manga haul coming out, and that's going to be filled with a bunch of horror manga I'm going to read at the end of this month. So stay tuned for that video. But I hope you guys enjoyed this manga haul, and I'll see you guys in the next video.